Did you happen to catch the Cardi B video?
I didn't. I heard about it, but I didn't see it personally. But I heard it. Yeah.
I mean, did you?
Talking about the double standard. Yes.
Well, let me.
And I also seen the meme with her face on Kobe Bryant's body, and instead of basketball, it was a pill, and instead of rim, it was a glass, it was a drink. She was slam dunking the pill into the drink.
Yo.
Yeah, I did see that too.
Yo, so she was talking about the fact that back in the day she used to, rob and drug dudes. She used to drug dudes when she was a stripper and who wanted to have sex with her, and she would rob them. And so there were a lot of complaints from especially a lot of men that were stating like, oh, well, if this was in reverse, she'd be canceled. It's the same thing. It's a double standard. What was your take on it? When you first heard that, did you feel a certain type of way? Like people were hashtagging surviving Cardi B?
Surviving Cardi B.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just double standards in life. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I don't think that robbing.
I don't think it's good that she did it. I'm not happy that she did it, but do I think she's gonna get canceled? No.
I don't think that. First of all, there's a lot of layers.
First and foremost, you have to have some men step up to say that she did it to him.
Well, one dude said it, but then he ended up saying he admitted he lied.
Yeah, so you have to have some guys actually step up too, that she's actually done it to. Until that happens, if there's nobody complaining, there's no plaintiff, there's no case. So,
yeah,
nothing's happening.
Do you think that it's the same thing? Like people comparing her to Bill Cosby and all that good stuff? You think there's some truth to that? It's the same thing?
It is some truth to that. It is some truth to that. I mean, I guess it would be even worse because his was, I don't know. But it's truth to it. It's truth to it. But do I think anything's going to come of it? No. And do I think, yes, it's a double standard? Yes.
See, my thing is,
because that's been done for years. We always know that's been done.
But my thing is, I don't think you can compare the impact of what people were talking about with Bill Cosby, who was raping versus robbery. And I had people that was trying to tell me, you got to keep the same energy, and it's the same thing and no difference. It was like, if you're a victim, it's both traumatic. Yeah, it is, but I don't know nobody on the face of this earth who got robbed that was like, yeah, I would have preferred to get raped. Like, rape is a deep thing. You can take my car all day long. I don't want anybody to take me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. I can get over getting my car stolen and my wallet taken. I can get over that a lot quicker than somebody taking me. Like, I'm sorry. I get chills now thinking about that. Like, I don't want no parts of nobody trying to take me.
I guess you got a point.
So I just don't see how that's the same. And I feel like there were a lot of men, unfortunately, going out of their way to try to make the comparison the same on some Us Too stuff. Like, look at this situation. She should be canceled. I mean, I'm not for the cancel culture regardless because I just think cancel culture, sometimes they do overreact. But when it comes to that situation in particular, I think we're talking about two different levels. I think that, to your point, her doing that, she's completely wrong. Hands down, she wrong. And if there's somebody who knows that and wants to step forward on that, she got to take that consequence when it comes to that. But it's not the same thing. But just because something's not the same thing, it doesn't mean that that person's innocent. It just means it's not the same thing. You being guilty of robbing somebody is not the same thing you being guilty of raping somebody. And the repercussions are different from the situation. The reaction, the trauma is different. And you can't bunch them all together. Just because as a dude, you're trying to make some sort of point. And I don't know why a lot of guys out here are going out of their way to feel so insecure about a Me Too or a Time's Up movement that you got to point out the smallest thing somebody do and try to make the same comparison.
You just want to get the women back.
Yeah, you just want to get the women back. It's like,
got one.
Yeah. Like, well, look at Cardi B. What you going to say about her? She like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was raping women for years. He was raping women longer than most of us are alive. That's a different thing, yo.
He said longer than most of us were
Dude,
alive.
That's a different thing. He been raping women since the 60s, bro.
Since the 60s,
That's a different thing. He been sliding in drugs and chicks' drinks for years, bro. Admitted it himself.
Well, he said Quaaludes, though.
Bro, if you slid something in and a woman didn't know, you're wrong. I don't care if it's an aspirin. Like, you're wrong. If she don't know, you're wrong. No matter if it's Quaaludes, sleeping powder, I don't care what it is. And yeah, he was doing it in the era where it was Studio 64, but
and he was on the era when everybody was getting high.
But he also was doing up until like 04, damn near. So he was slipping her something to drink.
If she didn't took 4 lines of Coke and you just put a Quaalude,
Listen, he was sliding in chicks' drinks and he was also sliding Viagra for himself because Bill Cosby like 100-something years old. So he was taking more than one pill.
No Viagra in the 70s, man.
I'm talking about in 2003 he was.
In 2003? He had somebody in 2003?
Dude, he got somebody who was dated up until like the late 90s, bro. when it comes to that charge. That's what I'm saying. His situation is not the same as Cardi. Compare Cardi to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby is a hell of a reach. It is not the same thing. By no means. It's not the same thing. And Kel's been getting away with it for the longest and actually married somebody. You know what I mean? So it's just not the same thing. And I wish we understood that. You know, it was kind of embarrassing to see a lot of dudes, especially a lot of dudes of color, man, black men, reading that and trying to make that comparison because you just want to hold on to something. Like, it's not the same thing. It's like a white dude trying to sit there and tell you that when a white guy gets shot
black people
unarmed,
had slaves too. Black people had slaves too.
Yeah.
It's in the history books. Look.
Over a white guy.
Apartheid.
If a white guy gets shot unarmed, they're like, yeah, we get shot too. We get shot unarmed too. When it doesn't compare. It doesn't affect them as much as the same as it affects us. You know what I mean? Like you said, you know, we were slaves too. I saw one sign where they were like coal miners and Irish people were slaves and we were indentured servants. No, indentured servants are not the same as slaves. Indentured servants worked their way to freedom. Slaves died slaves. They were born slaves and they died slaves.
And you were property.
Yeah. So think about how you feel when somebody try to make that comparison. Think about how you can feel when it comes to that, man. So I just don't think it's the same. But I'm with you, though. I don't think nothing gonna come of it, though.
Yeah, I definitely don't. It's definitely nothing.
I'm with you on that. Number one, she the one who admitted it. Like, none of us knew this until she said something.
Yeah, there's no proof.
Yeah. So
she just running her mouth with this.
Yeah. The thing about Cardi kind of, she might want to stop doing this, though. I know this is how Cardi got on, but now that she's a certified star, she might want to chill out.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, it is bringing unwanted attention to yourself. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of stupid, but hey.
She might want to chill out.
Yeah, she might want to chill out, but she going to get away with this one. She going to get out of there.
Well, she had one guy who admitted, like I said, that he said she did to him, and then he admitted that he was lying.
Yeah, he was bluffing, though.
But who's to say with that other guy who might make that up, who might come out, who might really be lying and might not never tell us that he's lying. He going to stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, but ain't you got to be a guy that's willing enough to stand on it that you got drugged and robbed by, you got. Like, what guy wants to admit he got?
That's real. And we know a bunch of dudes that got tricked.
Yeah, you got to admit.
You and I know, dude, let me tell you something. When I was 16, dog, look at me when I tell you this story,
what
bro.
What guy wants to admit that he got?
Hear me out when I hear this story, dog.
That's an ego pride thing. That's going to protect her forever.
I got something for you. So I'm 16. I'm driving in my little car. I'm coming home from work, my little part-time job. I'm driving on Woodrow Wilson Street I live off of in Detroit. I get to the red light.
Auburn Hills.
Stop. I get to the red light, knock on my door. I look, I'm like, what the hell? Old man at my door, naked, middle of the street. Let me in. I'm like, I'm looking, kind of find out it's Mr. X. I'm going to say Mr. X, because if I say his real name, people from my hood who might hear this going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's Mr. X. Mr. X, I've been knowing Mr. X since I was born. Mr. X lives across the street from me with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Old man. He hops in the car, backseat of me, naked.
So he lives over there by the palace.
Stop. So he hops in the car, butt naked. Old man he leaps in my side of my car. Hops in butt naked. Drive. I'm like, so I'm driving. I'm like, what you need me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? He's like, just drive. This bitch robbed me. She robbed me. You know what I'm saying? She robbed me. Mm-hmm. He been married to his wife. At that point, when I'm 16, he been married to his wife for like 30-something years, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that hurts. Then you definitely can't, because you're wrong for doing it, and then you got robbed. So
said he got robbed. Said the chick put something in his drink, man. He woke up completely naked. Said she told him to go lie in the bed, have a drink. She gonna be out in a minute. Said he had a drink. Next thing you know, he was done. So he woke up naked. She took everything, even took his car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even took his car. You know what I mean? So he walked majority away, and then he saw me because I had a car that everybody recognized, and he ran into my car. So I had to go to his spot, you know what I'm saying, sneak inside the side of his house, grab him some clothes, and then drive back around again just so he can put some clothes on again.
To go in the house.
Help him collaborate a story of how somebody robbed him and whatever. It was messy. You know what I'm saying? It was messy. And that's all I'm going to say about Mr. X. But my point is, dude's been getting tricked like that for years. And like you said, if this dude went out his way for me to collaborate this big, huge story for him, where we had to fake call the cops and all the other stuff, you right. Few dudes are really going to admit to that.
That they got.
And you didn't have sex with her on top of that? Like, it'd be one thing if you got a chance to have sex with her and you passed out. But you didn't get none and you got robbed and you got tricked? And keep in mind, this is the pure definition what tricking stands for, where a lot of young boys don't understand when they say it ain't tricking unless you got it. The definition of a trick is that you paying the money for that. You paying the money for that. And then you end up, you got tricked.
Yeah.
You ain't get the sex. You got robbed instead.
Silly rabbit.
Tricks are for kids. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the story with that. But I'm with you as far as I don't think nothing gonna come out of it. But I do think Cardi need to slow down because Cardi getting endorsement deals. Cardi's getting TV looks. She getting Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, she did a Pepsi deal. She needs to
get Pepsi deals.
Watch out.
She needs to watch out.
Corporate. That's as corporate as it gets.
Yeah, somebody on her
Pepsi
team,
and Coke.
somebody on her team needs to talk to her about. Yeah, it's cool. We like you being raunchy, like you being cool, but you need to slow this down because you're asking for stuff that no one asked for. I didn't wake up one day and ask myself, did Cardi ever drug somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no reason for you to present that out there. So she might want to relax off that, like straight up and down, like just chill. But to all those dudes, no, it's not the same thing. Y'all need to relax, stop reaching, you know what I mean? And stop feeling like every time women are coming up and trying to show us something and explain to us things are going on, that it's a backhand to y'all. Like, chill out with that, bro. Like, for real.